Tekken 8's story DLC is going to be amazing. Now I might think, Mike, you can't say that, it's not even out yet, but yes I can. Whichever way the story ends up playing out, I don't care. I'm just happy we're getting more story. If you haven't seen it yet, I have a reaction to when I played through the entire story of Tekken 8 for the first time, and I can't tell you how excited I was and how much fun I was having while playing throughout the story. It was like watching a Marvel movie, but better because you get to play through it. So if you want to check that out, you can click on the card on the screen. Some people would say I'm overreacting, but dude, I was building up the channel 6 months before this game released, and my gosh, was it worth the wait. But I'm getting sidetracked. With the release of the Season 1 trailer, we know what to expect within the next few months with summer, autumn, and winter content. With the new stage, the new character, the new modes, but today I just want to focus on the story DLC. Mind you, we only got 8 seconds of footage, but I want to break this sucker down and give you my predictions on how I think it's going to play out. Also, if you haven't seen my main story prediction video, I suggest checking that one out as well, because I was pretty spot on with most of the predictions. But without further ado, here we go. And right off the bat with our first frame here, we got Eddie chatting with the Tekken Force. I say chatting, but he's probably giving orders, because it doesn't look like they're there to hold him hostage or anything. They're all just kind of chilling. This guy right here has his hand on his buddy's back, letting him know that everything's gonna be okay. In fact, it looks like Eddie's giving them orders. And honestly, this makes sense. If you played through Tekken 6, you know that Eddie worked for Jin, back when Jin was the head of the Mishima Zaibatsu. But during his inspiring speech, we can see a helicopter fly by in the background. Now, with just us pausing this frame, you can see the Mishima Zaibatsu logo in the background on a building, which confirms that this is taking place on Midnight Siege, which is a stage that we didn't see in the original story mode, which I thought we were going to, but I guess they were saving it for DLC. Because honestly, we got to play on almost every stage during the main story. So I want to predict that the stages that we didn't get to play on during the story, we'll get to play in this upcoming free DLC. So yes, that includes Midnight Siege, but it also includes Elegant Palace and Ortiz Farm. Now, will we get to play on those in this DLC? I don't know, but that'd be awesome. Perhaps that's being saved for future DLCs. I don't know. But with the helicopter flying by, we get a zoom in and see Nina Williams. And honestly, I was super excited to see this because I made a community post a little while back where I was saying it felt like Nina didn't have too much of a role in the main story. You know, she had a few scenes here and there with Kazuya, and then she had the scene with Reina on the battlefield, but that was it. So I guess when she was off screen, this is what she was doing. Now, to be fair, if we just look at these few frames here, I can't confirm she is the one on that helicopter, but she's clearly sitting in a chair. That looks like a seatbelt to the right of her. The only thing that looks a little bit odd is like the giant vent on the roof. So that does look a little bit weird, but I'm willing to bet money that she's the one inside that helicopter because it also looks like she's looking down, almost what seems like taunting Eddie. And it looks like she has something in her hand. Unless it's like a little microphone where she can megaphone her voice out to talk to Eddie. I don't know, bro. Look at her smirk though. Look at her. She knows what's up. She knows what she's doing. In this next frame, we have Eddie charging towards the screen. Dude is angry. So my question is why? Also, can we talk about this guy in the background? Like, is he tired? Is he ready to run? Is he injured? Like, what is this man doing? Anyway, if Eddie is in fact about to go attack Nina, or maybe just the helicopter in general, maybe Nina isn't even the one in there actually, why? In Tekken 6, he worked with Nina and Jin, so I don't really know why he'd be mad at her. Maybe he's hating on her for just being a mercenary and just following where the money is, having no honor. I don't know. But obviously, whoever he's about to fight here, it's going to be the Midnight Siege stage. But then we get the white bird that we see in the intro of this game, flying down into the Yakushima cave where we see June lying down. Honestly, I'm going to be surprised if we get a full cinematic showcasing her fighting. Oh my gosh, if we get to see her fighting Ogre. Oh my gosh, I just thought about that. Okay, I'm actually like super excited now if we get that. Okay, only because in one of my previous videos, I talk about this and I was kind of hoping that it was going to be a story mission where you get to play as June and you have to fight Ogre. So if we get to do that in this DLC, that will be amazing. Because if you go to the gallery, there's kind of like a 2-minute recap video that shows where June's been all this time and basically what got her there. You know, her fight with Ogre. So if we get to play through that, that would... Bruh. Harada, bring Ogre back, please. So after that, we get this awesome shot of Eddie and Yoshimitsu walking up to Lars and Lee. And it looks like Jin is also there too. And we get to see the boys teaming up. Dang, I just realized though, throughout this whole story DLC, we're gonna have to deal with that hair. Don't get me wrong, Eddie rocks that hair, but I just prefer his OG hair. Anyway, tracking back for a second, can we talk about the possibility of us getting some Yoshimitsu action with this DLC? He unfortunately wasn't in the battlefield scene, even though for the game's opening cinematic, it shows that he's there. But that's just the opening cinematic, right? That's not how the story actually went down. So if we get to highlight some characters that weren't very prominent in the main story, that'll be super awesome. And with this fist bump, that concludes all of the footage that we have of the DLC story. So it is now theory time. I got a few. Now, if I remember correctly, Harada said that the DLC stories will be taking place during Tekken 8's main storyline, which is kind of cool and sad at the same time, because I was kind of hoping to see Devil Reina in action, but if the battlefield scene hasn't happened yet, since this is during the story, then we most likely won't get it. Now, what would be cool is if this story DLC kind of works as as the other side of the story, right? All the characters that weren't in the direct conflict of the Mishimas, we get to see their side of it. So like anytime Nina was off screen, this is what we're gonna see what she was doing. And yeah, Eddie didn't show up in the main story, and now we're gonna see why. Plus, if I remember correctly, Harada said that this is gonna include all of the DLC characters. So yes, that means Lydia and the 2 other DLC characters that we'll be getting later on this year. Unless maybe they get their own DLC stories, but I don't think so. I'm thinking we'll get an extension of the story with every new season that comes out, and it'll feature those 4 characters. I think it could work, but I just gotta say, this shot right here is actually pretty sick. Jin is officially reunited with his 3 homies that joined him in his debut of Tekken 3. That's pretty cool. I just wish Hwoarang had more story relevance. There are a few more things I wanted to talk about, but I think I'll save that for another video. So let me know your thoughts down below about what the DLC story is gonna be, and maybe your predictions on how it's gonna play out. As always, if you want to talk with me more, feel free to join the Discord. Link will be down in the description below. And don't forget, I stream Tekken 8 with viewers every week. Thank you so much for watching, and you'll see me in the next video. Stay mad.